Welcome to this presentation on how to become in demand, the exact emails and strategies we use to get clients, sell out programs, and create multiple seven figures in 2020. I'm excited that you're here. Thank you for showing up. So, all right, what are we going to cover today? Here's what you're going to learn from our time together. You're going to learn that it is absolutely possible to create a thriving, successful business, even during a pandemic, even during a crazy election season, even during weird economic times like the ones we're experiencing in 2020 and 2021. This is possible. People are doing it and making lots of money, and you can become one of those people. You're going to get a behind-the-scenes tour of my company. I'm going to walk you through a few of the marketing emails and strategies that we use to create multiple seven figures in revenue in 2020. And while many of our competitors have been struggling and giving up, we've found ways to thrive. And I want to show you some of the exact things we did to get clients and bring in revenue. So in this presentation, we're going to talk about how to become in demand, how to become a sought-after service provider, one who is consistently in demand. And lastly, at the end of today's presentation, I'll hand over your action plan. So this is a checklist of your next steps to strengthen your business, find clients, and bring money in the door. Steps to become in demand. I mean, who doesn't love a checklist? Am I right? So today, throughout this presentation, you'll also hear from some of my clients, women who are earning $100K, $250K, and beyond. All of these women used to be earning a lot less. Now they're earning a lot more. And I asked each client, what is your number one piece of advice on how to become in demand and bring money in the door, even during weird economic times like a pandemic or a recession? You are going to love hearing from these people. Each one has something different and powerful to share with you. So heads up, when you signed up to watch this presentation, you should have received a downloadable worksheet. Did you get it? It was emailed to you. So check your spam, download below this video. We've got a little link for you. Download that worksheet, print it out if you can. And then as we go along, you can take notes and write ideas right onto that worksheet. If we've never connected before, hey, my name is Susan Hyatt. I'm a business owner, a wife, a mom of 2 kids, and a best-selling author. I'm a master certified life and business coach, and I've been coaching women for the last 14 years. So I have a lot of insight into why women feel insecure, why we doubt ourselves, why we undervalue our work, why we undercharge, and why we get overwhelmed and struggle financially and get stuck, and how we can get unstuck too. So my mission is to help women feel strong, confident, and powerful, including financially powerful. That's what drives me every day. So you may have seen me in places like, the Oprah magazine and Women's World, and lots of other magazines like Cosmopolitan, national television shows, things like that. I get around. So that's just a little info about me. But today, I want to talk about being the founder of a multi-million-dollar company with 10 full-time employees. My company generates multi-millions per year, and I'm determined to hit 10 million by 2022. Of course, I didn't start out that way. It's been a journey, y'all, to get here. Nobody goes from zero to millionaire overnight. That is just not realistic. But getting there in 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 years, that's absolutely realistic. That is doable. And what I want you to understand is that a lot can change in a year or 6 months or even a few weeks once you decide to get serious about your money and make some courageous moves. I've seen clients have massive turnarounds and go from earning no money, being in debt, to generating an extra 10K in literally 5 days. When you commit and go all in on your goals, it's incredible what can happen next. So before we charge ahead with this presentation, let's pause and check in. Are you in the right place? So you're in the right place if you're an entrepreneur, you run a business or a side business, or you'd like to start a business soon. Or maybe you don't necessarily identify yourself as an entrepreneur. Maybe you identify as a coach, consultant, freelancer, service provider, or educator, or you work in a corporate setting. You have an entrepreneurial spirit, so you may not want to start a business in the traditional sense, but you want to serve people and impact lives. You want to be sought after. You want to wake up and look in your inbox and see emails from 10 clients who are pleading, "Can I hire you, please?" You want to see those payments coming into your PayPal on the daily. And you want to have so many clients and customers that you need to start a wait list. You want to have sold out programs, sold out product lines, and other offers and services that are flying off the shelves. And you're definitely in the right place if you want to make more money. Hello. Let me tell you something. Around here in my world, we celebrate your ambition. We want you to make $100K per year, $500K per year, $1 million per year and more. Good, amazing. We love that. There are some communities and social circles where it's not okay to be financially ambitious. Maybe in the past you've had friends or colleagues who just didn't support your ambitions. People who told you to sit down, shut up, stop striving, and just be content with what you got. Maybe people in your life, parents, pastors, colleagues, convinced you that money is evil or that wanting money means something is wrong with your character. I completely disagree with all that. I want to be very clear on this. If you are female and you want more financial power, this is a wonderful thing and I applaud you. It is time for women to hold more power. All kinds of power, political power, creative power, the power of a media platform, a powerful voice, and financial power too. Because as long as white men hold the majority of the world's financial power, then we will never have true equity. We need our share. So if you want to make a lot more money, then you are in the right place. And I have so much to share with you. Okay, so if anything I just mentioned resonates with you, stick around because this presentation is for you. All right, so get out your handy worksheet and write down one reason why you're watching this presentation today. So why are you here? Fill in the blank. I'm here today because... Now, when it comes to building a successful business and earning more money, there is a lot to say. Much more than we can cover today in this quick training session. So I always like to remind people that this presentation is really just a snack. It's not the full meal. So you might watch this presentation and then feel like, okay, now what? What's next? I want to keep going and get that money. So if that's you, awesome. I have something for you. It's an online program called In Demand. In Demand is the top training program for coaches and consultants who want to get noticed, get hired, and get money flowing in consistently. I'll share more details on that program later, but right now, it's time for a behind-the-scenes tour of my company. I'm going to walk you through a few of the emails and strategies that we use to create multiple 7 figures in revenue in 2020. So here we go. All right, here's some backstory. I run a coaching company. We specialize in helping women and girls to feel strong, confident, powerful, and completely unstoppable. Our mission is to create a generation of women who have limitless power. So when you work with us, our goal is to crank your power up to level 11 and beyond. We want to clear every block standing between you and whatever you want. Our company has 3 main areas. So number 1, programs to help women make money and become financially powerful. Number 2, programs that train and certify women to become life coaches. And number 3, programs to help women and girls build self-esteem, take excellent care of their bodies, eat well, move their bodies, gain energy, grow confidence, and become mentally and physically strong. In each of these 3 areas, we offer various things: online programs, one-on-one coaching, certification programs, books, card decks, day planners, other physical products, plus we have free content like podcasts and newsletters and free presentations like this one. My company has been growing and thriving for 14 years and counting. Every year, we have consistently generated more revenue than the previous year. And it's been an exciting climb, up, up, up. But then in early 2020, everything changed. When COVID-19, the pandemic hit, many businesses got slammed with huge challenges, and mine was no exception. When lockdown began, we had to cancel our annual retreat to Italy, an event that typically generates $120K a year. All that revenue sidetracked. We had to reimagine our annual conference too, which last year we did in San Diego, and we had to figure out how to do the Finish Strong conference online and still make it 100% fabulous. And when the pandemic hit, many of our clients got panicky about their finances. Many people started emailing us immediately, canceling memberships, asking for refunds, backing out of commitments they'd made. And as the CEO, this put me in a really difficult position because, of course, I empathize with my clients and I understand that it's a hard time. And I understand the pain of losing a job and needing to conserve financial resources and cut expenses. But at the same time, I have a whole team of employees who need their bi-weekly paycheck. And these employees have kids and families too. And as the CEO, I'm responsible for running a company that turns a profit so I can sustain my household and keep people employed. So I found myself in quite a predicament. And I realized this is a tough economic time. People are scared. People are hurting. People are worried about spending money. So I have two options. I can decide to just coast through this year and try to break even and hope that next year will be better. Or I can find a way to thrive in spite of these circumstances. So for every problem, we always have two options. You can choose the low quality solution or you can choose the high quality solution. And so for me, I felt like the high quality solution is to get creative and pivot and adjust my company to meet the needs of these times. So the high quality solution is to keep showing up for our clients, to keep serving, to keep coaching, to keep selling our programs. The high quality solution is to be a beacon of hope in these times. That's what my clients need. That's what my team needs. And honestly, that is what my own heart needs too. So I got together with my team and we decided, so this year is not over yet. Let's pivot, figure out how to be massively successful despite these challenges. Whatever it takes, let's do this. It's go time. So right now it's fourth quarter 2020 as I'm recording this presentation. And so far we've generated multi-millions this year. We've had a 25% increase over 2019 and still have several months to go. So many of my clients are seeing similar results, even though it's been a challenging year with the pandemic. So how did we do that? How did we reach those numbers? That's what I'm about to share with you next. I just gave you a little behind the scenes and some context about my company and what we've been dealing with this year. And now I'll walk you through a few of the strategies we used to create multiple seven figures of revenue in 2020. Here's what we did in 2020 to get clients, fill programs, become in demand, and bring revenue in the door. So I have 7 things I want to walk you through. Number 1, we've been consistent as fuck. We have always been consistent with our content, programming, and delivery, but this year we have really doubled down. We've been impeccably consistent. We send a newsletter to our mailing list every Sunday like clockwork. We do another email to our list every Thursday. We release a new podcast episode every Sunday. We drop a new Go Time TV episode every Thursday too. With our clients, if we promise to deliver a worksheet, if we promise to post a link, if we promise to mail a welcome package by a certain date, we make 100% sure it happens. Consistency is our number 1 secret to success. Our clients have come to realize that even amidst these turbulent times, they can rely on Susan Hyatt Inc. to show up and deliver what has been promised. This anchors people's trust in us, and it absolutely leads to new sales and repeat clients too. Number 2, we've been massively generous. Look, we've had programs and services and products to sell, and we love making money. And we also do a ton of things to support our community for free. So this year we've done over 15 free classes for our community. And some of these were quick 1-hour classes, but others were multi-day events featuring guest speakers and a live DJ and all kinds of surprises. And during each free class, we share powerful ideas and inspiration and invite the folks who attended to keep going. We invite them to keep working with us. We invite them to become a paying client, enroll in a program, buy a product, keep the party rolling. So following each free class, we send a series of emails to attendees encouraging them to take that next step by working with us. This approach has been hugely successful. And here's what happens. A group of people enroll to continue working with us after every free class. But some folks, they join us for 5, 10, or even more free classes before they sign up for any of our paid offers. And that's okay, because it all adds up. So our lesson for you is to keep engaging, keep delivering value, and your client list will keep growing. Number 3, we focused on email marketing even more than usual. We've always used emails to promote our offers and get sales, but this year we've relied on email marketing even more heavily. Why? Mainly because we're not able to do in-person events and conferences and retreats and book signings and other things that we've done in past years. Because of COVID, those kinds of events are just not safe or possible in many places. So we focused our energy on crafting emails that inspire people to say yes to whatever we're promoting that month. We've really tried to make our emails even more exciting, more inspiring, now more than ever. We know our customers are busy and tired, and we know that people got 100 to 2 emails a day. So we do everything possible so that our emails stand out above the noise and get noticed. A little later in this presentation, I'm going to show you a few of our most successful emails of the year. Emails that led to 50K, 100K in sales in a matter of days. And number 4, we added ongoing enrollment. In previous years, we would typically open enrollment for our programs for just a short window of time. So for instance, we'd say, if you want to do this program, you've got to enroll by June 10th. But this year, for some of our top programs, we decided to switch to ongoing enrollment. And so we allow people to apply and enroll anytime, any day of the year. We made this change for a reason. This allows us to make the best use of our free events and ongoing marketing. This lets us set up systems that generate leads and applications like clockwork, steadily filling our programs and growing our revenue. This has worked really well, and we've been receiving a steady flow of enrollments and applications all through the year. Number 5, we've tailored our offers to be in tune with the times. We've paid very close attention to the temperature of the world. We've taken great care to make sure that whatever we're sending out in the world, it's timely, it's relevant, it's tuned in, and it's not tone deaf. So for instance, right after Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, we produced a virtual memorial service and action meeting. And another example, right after the pandemic began, we put together an amazing resource kit, including videos, worksheets, checklists, and more to help women figure out how to pivot their business. In our programs with our paying clients, we've adjusted our curriculum to make everything super relevant, keeping everyone's mindset as high as possible, supporting each other at a higher level than before. So I'd love to introduce you to one of our On the Six Mastermind clients, Kelly Thompson. You can hear directly from her how she had to achieve a massive pivot in her business this year and how being part of our community made that possible.
Literally in a period of, it felt like overnight, but I'm not joking, in probably a period of 10 days, I lost 80 to 90% of my annual income.
Wow.
So I was on track to clear well into the 6 figures this year at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Because I had corporate speaking engagements. I had corporate contracts secured to coach leaders of all these companies. And in the period of 10 days, companies canceled all of their speaking engagements. Therefore, they canceled me. All the conferences I was paid to speak at, that got canceled too. So that canceled me. And then the corporate contracts that I had for coaching men and women, they were laying off employees, which means they lay off contractors. And that was also me. So,
Holy cow.
Yeah, 80% of my 80 to 90% gone. So what did I do? I had a massive pity party, which included like 2 weeks. I mean, let's just be honest, right? I mean, like, you're like, holy shit, how am I supposed to just like keep going? I thought I was going to be making great money and now I'm making no money. But I had like this aha moment where I'm like, wait a minute, like nothing can get any worse. So if I'm going to rebuild my business, like I have nothing to lose. I have absolutely nothing to lose. So I'm going to focus rebuilding it on the clients that I want to have. I want to build the business that I want. And my mission is to help women advance to the rooms where decisions are made. And it was also right about the time where Susan was running Miracle Week. And so I'm like, okay, perfect. And I'm always all in on all of your stuff anyways, and have been for some time. But like something that you did in Miracle Week was so impactful for me. And we also did this exercise again and on the 6th, which again, it should be revisited every quarter, where she has you make a coat of arms for your business. And it was the time for me where I could get really clear about what I stood for. And I'm like, I need to get clear on what I believe, what my mission is, who I support, and what I'm going to advocate for, and how I'm going to show up in the world. And I made the decision that I was like, I have to do this because it's not just important for me and my family and my mission and my values, but somebody out there is counting on this. So I just decided that I was like, I'm going to go all in. My word of the year was align. And align for me was actually just like saying no to so many things so I could go all in on my mission. And, then I eventually, joined on the 6th. I stopped apologizing for only talking to women. I stopped caring if I was going to alienate some of the men that had followed me in my LinkedIn or in my news feeds or whatever that was. And as we started on the 6th, I don't remember exactly what you said, Susan, but it was just even something to the effect of like, how conscious are you about asking for things? So I was like, all right, I'm going to take my little crest and how I run my business, and I'm going to be clear about exactly what I'm asking for and who I'm asking to do business with. And so as the year has kind of turned around, because I've gotten so clear on my message and so clear on who I'm talking to, I filled my largest group program ever. I doubled my one-to-one prices and sold my first signature coaching program. Corporate companies started to come back in and say, hey, by the way, we're actually like rolling again. Can you come and do leadership training for us? And you guys, this is the hardest part. I had to say no to that money. Because it was my old business model. And I'm like, if I say yes to that, I'm just rebuilding what I don't want. So I said no. And here's actually how my business has shifted. And here's what I'm working towards. And I was shocked because people were like, oh, well, we actually know somebody who needs that. Or we actually have a program like that here. Go ahead and send me over your programs and your rates so we can consider to put you in our schedule. I booked a paid keynote at a women's leadership conference next year because, again, I was advocating. And I actually got a request for another keynote next year just 2 days ago. I believe that you said it in one of our calls, which was when you commit to going all in and putting exactly what you're trying to create in the world, in the universe, you will say no to some things, but like it conspires to help you. Mm-hmm. And I have no idea, like Lachelle was talking yesterday about the how, but I just trust that if I could continue to put the energy into the universe of what I'm trying to create and live my business mission, that like it will work itself out, just one small brave step at a time.
You were like such an example of all of this that we're talking about. We asked our clients, what do you need now, right now? We listened and we delivered the exact miracle they need. So as an example, we had several people say this year, I'm doing tons of Zoom meetings and I'm meeting with clients online way more than usual because of the pandemic, but I get nervous about being on camera. I get nervous about being on film and being seen. Help. So we listened and we responded, and we created a beautiful class on camera confidence where we showed people how to look and feel super amazing and confident on camera. We got my longtime makeup artist, Kana Brown, to do makeup styling tips. We had Brandon, our in-house videographer, give videography tips. And we had Chrissy Ball, one of the world's top stunt doubles and on the faculty for my university, join us to share expertise on becoming comfortable and confident in front of any camera. People love this class because it really spoke to exactly what they need right now. And one more thing, maybe the most important thing that we've done in 2020 to get clients and fill programs and be in demand is this. Number 7, we have refused to fail. We just decided we're going to win, and that's that. Whatever it takes, we're all in. We refuse to fail. So never underestimate the power of mindset. When you decide that you will win no matter what, that changes how you show up for your goals. It changes your body language, your posture, your emails, how you communicate with your potential clients, everything. The question is not, oh my God, it's such a hard time. What if we can't reach our revenue goal this quarter? The question is, how can we make success inevitable? Not just likely, but inevitable. Sometimes it feels risky to go all in, but listen to what happens when you do. Our client, Erica Akinboye, started this year feeling overwhelmed and underpaid. Listen to her story about what can happen when you step up and own your worth and take a stand.
After realigning, my turnaround moment, the scariest thing I did was firing my biggest client in a pandemic. I was like, this seems kind of backwards. Like, I'm aiming for $10,000 months. That was my big goal. And now with my new boundaries, my new pricing, and my new goals of what's possible, she didn't fit that. She was honestly my biggest client and my biggest pain in the ass. Like, I dreaded seeing an email from her, a message. Like, that's not how I want to spend my days. She didn't honor boundaries because I didn't have them. So now she's out. And what's just been really amazing with that reinvention, realignment, was the momentum that came and who I started attracting. The end of our time on the 6 together, I landed like my dream client. I was showing up for myself and I attracted just amazingness. I remember I was so ready. I had the Entreport template that Anna had helped me with. Like, I gave her 2 proposals. She's like, I want both. I want to pay in full. What you need to hear is I had my first $10,000 month, and I know it was the momentum of like this realignment and the shift internally to be like, I am awesome at what I do. I just need to reinvent my boundaries, my pricing, and what's possible. And now it's like the new normal.
I just covered 7 things we've done this year to succeed. To recap, number 1, we've been consistent. Number 2, we have been generous. Number 3, we have focused on email marketing even more than usual. Number 4, we switched to ongoing enrollment. Number 5, we have tailored our clients' offers to be in tune with the times. And number 6, we've asked our clients, what do you need most right now? And we've listened and we've delivered what they wanted most. And number 7, we have refused to fail. Those 7 principles apply to you regardless of what industry you're in, whether you're a life coach or a therapist, attorney, running a summer camp for teens, or a dance instructor. Whatever you do, you can do those 7 things to strengthen your business and financial situation. So back to your worksheet. Out of those 7 things, what's one thing that jumps out at you strongly? The one thing you want to start doing immediately. I'll wait while you fill that in. So I mentioned that email marketing has been wildly important for us every year and especially this year. And I'm going to show you 3 of our most successful emails of the year. Okay, this is an email that we sent to fill our On the Six mastermind. So, in this email, we were promoting our mastermind program that helps women reach 100K in their business. And this email shared the details of our new format for the program. This spring, our team evaluated the program, asked ourselves the question, how can we help more clients than we already do? And what else can we do to ensure their success? So instead of shrinking and pulling back like so many people were doing, we went in the other direction. We doubled the length of the program from 6 to 12 months. We added in more of a support team, more experts, more accountability. And after sending this email and sharing our new format, we generated 15 new applications for the program and ended up with 42 people enrolled by July. So this was 4 times the number who signed up for the same program a year ago. Here's the email, and don't forget that you can download these exact emails if you stay to the end of the presentation. So this is an email for the Summer of Yes. This email was an email that we added on as the last email of our sales promotion sequence. So as we mentioned, we've stayed in tune with our audiences and shifted as needed to meet the needs of our clients and reach or exceed our company revenue goals. So on the last day of our Summer of Yes promotion, we still had 20 sales to go to reach our goal. And we decided to send one more email the morning after the cart closed, letting our audience know that we were offering an extra extended payment plan that day only. This offer was exactly what our clients needed this year, and we've reached our goal. I'll share this email with you at the end of the presentation, so stay until the end and you can download it. Our third email example was an email announcement for our digital program In Demand. So this email shared one of our big pivot stories of early 2020. We actually didn't have creating a new online course as part of our business plan for this year. But in late February, as news of the pandemic was starting to spread, we canceled our live event that we had planned for late March. And this event was going to be called Fill It. And it was going to be a 2-day training to help our clients learn everything they needed to know how to create and fill their next offer. So instead, I had my COO, Anamika, fly here to Evansville, Indiana, where I live, and we filmed the same content together, and we added more resources and created an online training program for entrepreneurs called In Demand. Our announcement email of this new program surpassed our sales goals and launched one of our most successful programs to date. So why did it work? The email was, of course, powerful, but it was also in tune with the times. It met our audience where they were at and shared an irresistible offer. Now I want you to meet a woman who's very special to me. Meet Kelly Schaefer. She's the founder of the Concierge Academy, helping people grow concierge and personal errand businesses. And she used the trainings of In Demand, including the webinar training and the template we share. We provide our most successful webinars as templates in the program and make it easy for our clients to succeed. And the resources in Demand help Kelly have her most successful and profitable launch ever. We're so proud of this woman and wanted to highlight her success. So I asked her, what's your number one piece of advice on how to become in demand and get clients and bring money in the door? And here's what she said.
I bought In Demand and I was really nervous. I was like, I don't know, is it going to work? I already know so many things, right? Because don't we do that? We're like, I don't know if I need the whole program. I already know the things, right?
All that. I'm like, come.
Yeah, and you're like, come, and Anamika, she was like, come, and I was like, all right, fine, whatever, just take my damn money. I need some help to get through this now launch that I was now committed to doing for my people. And so I got it, and I was like on 2 speed. Okay, do this on 2 speed. And like I took what I knew I needed and I put it into play right away. And I ended up in a combination of learning challenges and the best way to do the webinar thing, right? Because I sucked and hated webinars. But again, it was like you taught me a new way of delivery of webinars and content. And I was like, I can learn from her. And so I was learning from you, watching you, but I also needed to see what was in the background as well, right? I say this to my students all the time. I'm like, you can see what somebody's doing up here and you can
Right.
see it and you can try to model it, but you actually don't know about all the stuff that's happening back here. And it's
Right.
the secrets behind the door that you really need to become aware of. So that's when I invested in the program, completely understood what was behind the door, and then had one of my best launch ever, and ended up doing a $60,000 launch in the spring during a turnaround moment when I was not going to launch because I didn't think it was the right time to.
I'm like, oh yes, it is.
Yes.
I'm like, oh yes, it is. $60,000 launch.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing.
Crazy.
Amazing.
And then I had to jump into On the 6 because
Yes.
then I was like, okay, I need more of this in my life on a consistent basis.
Right.
Again, I don't need to be taught how to do my thing. I know how to do my thing. But I needed to have continuous, like the love, the support, the hand holding, the butt kicking, the same thing I give my clients, I needed to be willing to receive for myself.
Right.
And
Isn't
so
that the truth? Like we got to be
it
willing
is.
to receive for ourselves so that we can better show up and serve our people, you know? So, the
Yeah.
chat is like lighting up. Everybody's so excited about your launch. So, I so appreciate you sharing that with everybody. And what is the thing, because, right, we're still in a pandemic. Things are still, challenging in 2020. What is it in your mind that you tell yourself that's different?
What do I tell myself in my mind? You know what? Like, I don't look at the pandemic as a pandemic. I just look at it as we're just living life. This is just life. And every day I just make the most out of life. And I think we can do that in a bigger way when we're surrounded by the right people, because
Right.
the rest of the world is all in their shitstorm about COVID and all the other things that there's always going to be external influences that can jack us up. And I don't buy into them.
Right.
I choose to stand in my own and look at everything from the outside world as an observer, and then make sure that I strategically align myself and surround myself with the people that will help me evolve into the next version of myself.
I want you to meet another client of mine. Her name is Brenda Lamelli, and she runs an online coaching program to help women lose their last 10 pounds. So she had her high earning month of all time, a record breaking month, right in the middle of the pandemic. She's generating great money, making an impact on her clients, and changing lives. And I asked her to describe her turnaround moment, and here's what she said.
I had just wrapped up February, and it was like my lowest revenue month ever since I had started my business. And I was like, so much fear is one way to describe it. And at the same time, if you can remember, that first week of March, second week of March was like, we're in a pandemic. Like, what is coronavirus? Go buy all the toilet paper, like just fear, right? So there was so much fear. And so that was one. And then fast forward to early June-ish, I believe, was when we had the video go viral of George Floyd, and then like so many, at least in my experience, like intense emotions around like race and racism. And so myself as a first generation Latina, Mexican American, and like that, even especially actually in the life coach world, my experience so many times is like, well, I'm like the only non-white person here, to be honest. And so that was a moment for me. And like you actually, one of the descriptors you just used for me as a thought leader, I think back in that month was like, what am I going to do with this? And what I decided is like, I'm going to step out and up to this, like louder and bolder and stronger than I have ever in my life. And so that challenge and that emotion, like I was able to essentially fuel into an up level, and my revenue came right up right along with that. And then fast forward, probably not too much after that, maybe a month or so. Like I remember we were in our mastermind meeting, and then I have like some of my our mastermind colleagues. You all can probably remember, like every time I talked on that call, like I cried because I was like a mess. I felt like a mess, and so the emotion I could share for that time would probably be overwhelmed, because also I'm fairly a new mom. Like my daughter is a toddler. She's not even a year and a half, and so 2020 is like, there's all these things going on, but for me also, like I'm figuring out mom, like being a mom, which is in and of itself probably would have been enough of a challenge, honestly, and like being a business owner. And so I was just like tired, like again, this question, what am I going to do with this? So I had an opportunity once again to make a decision. And with that, I decided actually to like get into full on research mode. And if you guys have never heard of a house manager, because I hadn't, and then I did, and now I have one. And this is like a huge turnaround moment, because like I get to do my hair now, and like she makes dinner, like our dinner is already ready for later. And I'm over here like in my office coaching my clients, and our house manager is organizing laundry, and she like gets rid of, my daughter's name is Gianna, she gets rid of the stains on her, you know, little onesies. I'm over here coaching my, like everything is an up level, but it's been me almost like stepping up. I was gonna say embracing, but embracing is like almost like doesn't really describe that like moment. It's like stepping up to the challenge in this very like strong, grounded, bold way, but with the fear and with the anger and with the overwhelm. Like it's all there with me. Like I don't want to present it as this like there's this pretty bow, you know, moments.
Right.
You know, all when we started in the mastermind, like back in January, my like biggest breakthrough at that point had been essentially 350K in a 12-month period. And as of last month, I'm like 450K, or yeah, 450K-ish plus a little bit in the 12-month period.
Yep.
And it's been like challenging, but it's been meeting these moments with, I get to make a decision here, like, what am I going to do with this? And this, I know the work I'm doing right now that will be updated in a month is like my 7-figure work. So I'm that confident that I'm saying, you heard it here first.
Okay, we've covered a lot so far. So let's just do a quick check-in and recap. So far, you've learned that it's absolutely possible to create a thriving, successful business even during a pandemic, even during unprecedented circumstances like the ones we're experiencing right now. This is not necessarily easy, but it is doable. You've got a behind-the-scenes tour of my company and the challenges we face this year, and you learned 7 things we've done this year to stay strong and keep bringing revenue in the door. And you saw some of the exact emails we use to bring clients into our programs. And you've also heard from a few of my clients, women who've worked with us and used our programs like In Demand to create big wins of their own. So let's pause for a minute, settle into this information, let it marinate in your brain for a moment, and look at the worksheet again. What's the main thing you've gained from this presentation so far? You could also pop that into the chat. Is there one idea or concept or tip that's especially strong for you? Maybe this presentation has reminded you that it's really important to keep your business in tune with the changing times. Or maybe you've realized that you could be a lot more consistent with your content and offers. Or maybe this presentation sparked an email idea for you. What's one thing you've realized or that you want to try? Write it down. Now, you know I'm not going to let you walk away from this presentation without a clear plan. I've put together a checklist for you, and this is a checklist of your next steps. Steps to strengthen your business, find clients, and bring money in the door. Steps to become in demand. And by the way, you can download this checklist and print it out. This checklist was emailed to you. You're welcome. Here's your in-demand checklist. Make a list of reasons of why you want to earn more money. So read this list back to yourself and let it motivate you. Figure out a way to become even more consistent in your business and do it. Consistent newsletter, blog posts, consistently hitting deadlines, consistently delivering exactly what you promised. Figure out a way to be even more generous in your business and do it. Do a free class, lead a free challenge, host a panel event to provide free education to your community. Give just as much as you ask. Get your emails popping. If you don't know how to write clear, powerful emails that inspire people to say yes to your offer, then it's time to learn how. Take a writing course or hire a professional copywriter. Learn how to craft emails that sell. Make it easy for your people to purchase 24/7, ongoing, year-round, so they can take action and pay you the moment they're ready to do so. Remove any barriers to payment. Find out a way to tailor your offers to be in tune with the times and do it. Keep a pulse on what's happening in the news, in the world, and in your clients' homes and minds and hearts. Be relevant. Ask your clients, what do you need most right now? And listen, and then deliver what they said they want. Change that attitude. Decide that failure is just not an option, and decide that you will do whatever it takes to make success not just plausible, but inevitable. Boom. There's your action plan to succeed. If you do everything on that list, I absolutely guarantee that you'll have a stronger business and more money flowing in the door. Now, you might be looking at that checklist and thinking, oh, that's a lot of things to do, and I'm already tired just thinking about this. I'm already overwhelmed, and how am I going to actually do all that stuff? Well, if you're wondering, how can I make sure I actually do stuff? How can I ensure that I succeed? The best way to ensure that you succeed, I promise you, is to get your booty inside in demand. Enroll today. My team and I will support you and make sure that you win. We break your journey down into small steps. We make sure that you do not get overwhelmed and give up. And we're determined to help you make more money. This is what we love to do. And that's why we work hard and do it very, very well. In Demand is a program that gives you everything you need to get money flowing consistently. We teach you how to become totally in demand and make sales inevitable. We show you lots of things like how to build a solid reputation in your industry to stand out and get noticed. You get our proven communication plans, social media training, and branding strategies so that your clients can easily find you and buy from you. We help you develop a signature offer, price it, package it, promote it, and fill it. We walk you through the framework we use to create our own offers. This step-by-step process will help you create programs and offers that your clients love and they want to pay you for. We'll help you set up systems that bring new leads, new clients, new sales to you every single week. This piece is huge because it's usually what our clients are missing most of all is systems. And we'll show you how to grow your audience, adding new people to your email list every day. And then we show you the top ways to convert those browsers into buyers. We don't hold anything back here. We share our exact campaigns, templates, timelines, everything we use to create this multi-seven-figure business. So whether you're a new coach hoping to make your first 10K or a veteran looking to generate your next 100K, In Demand is the program you need to get organized, get your systems in place, and get that money rolling in. We are all about receipts, all about results. You will earn back your investment plus tons more, and you'll make significantly more money. I would not be in this business for 14 years if I didn't get my clients results, that's for sure. I ask my clients, what's your favorite thing about In Demand? And what's the one result you've gained because of this program? And here's what they said. Many clients graduate from In Demand and go on to join another one of my programs because they love the experience so much and they want to keep going and hit that next financial milestone. So I often end up working with clients not just for 1 year, but for several years, which I love. We develop a deep relationship over time. And I love being part of your story and your rise to succeed. So if you want to see a detailed breakdown of exactly what you get when you join this program, you can go to this URL and check it all out. That's where you can see the list of what's included, the curriculum, the financial investment, payment plans, and everything. And don't forget that being generous is one of my core values. We're going to save you $1,000. We usually charge $2,000 for this, and it's more than worth that. But if you purchase within the next 72 hours, you can get everything inside In Demand for just $9.97. And payment plans start at $97. So you can enroll now. If your heart's saying yes, I would love for you to do that. I want you to get In Demand and that email class. That is amazing. So go here and get your butt in there. Now, the team is here for you, and you might have questions. We're here to help. Maybe you have a question about the curriculum or the time commitment or something else. We have team members ready and available to answer your questions. So just click on the video circle and ask any questions you have. We've reached the end of our time together, and I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. These are weird times, but many people are thriving. My company is thriving. My clients are thriving. I see people out there conquering their goals and making serious money and making a difference in people's lives in spite of the pandemic and everything else that's going on. It is possible to succeed even during tricky times. There are people doing this, and you can become one of those people. You have to decide, I'm gonna be one of those leaders, one of those thrivers. This is not my year to give up or just coast or go backwards. This is my year to go forward. This is my year to become more powerful than ever. You can do this. I hope you'll say yes to working with me and my team because we are damn good at what we do and we help you become in demand. But if you ultimately choose another coach, another program, another path, as long as you're taking action, good. That's what matters. Bust a move and start taking steps to create the future you want. I'm Susan Hyatt, and I thank you for taking the time to watch this entire presentation. You only get one life, make it count. No more procrastinating on your business and your money goals. It's go time.
What has kept me here is squad. What will keep you here is squad and the people that you connect yourself with. And I know that you hear that a lot, but it is the damn honest truth. There is no reason that in 4 years I should have a multi-million-dollar business other than my best friend decided to invest and say, hey, there's a woman who is smashing it in business and she's a good person. And her name was Susan Hyatt, and that friend is Rachel, right? And I'm like, wait, who is she? How do I get some of that, right? And so it has just been so incredible to connect with someone that is doing what you hope to do in this world. And so when people keep asking, like, how have you done what you've done this year? It is truly the people that you surround yourself with. So know that you are in the middle of an incredible opportunity, but it is what you then do with it. Because anyone can get introduced to incredible people, right? Then do we go into communion with them and do we start doing the work? So I just want to let you know that the work works, and I would not be here if it weren't for a friend like Rachel, if it weren't for a friend like Susan, that has inspired truly the both of us, right? And
there have been many times when I have gone to Susan in just a hot mess, and she has helped me put the pieces back together to finish strong. And so I think one of those things is having somebody consistently in your life that you can turn to. I mean, Susan and I can go months without speaking, and then I can shoot her an email and say, oh, I need me some Susan. How can I pay you? So, and we know each other well enough now that I trust her and I can be totally vulnerable with her. So I think that's step number one in finishing strong, is having somebody there for you. Step number two, is being able, well, maybe there are 3 steps. Being able to take a good, hard look at where things are not going the way you want them to go. So I'll give you a specific example. 2020 was a hard year for me. I know it was a hard year for everybody, but for a business year, Susan kicked my ass. So we had a launch that literally our doors opened the day that the President of the United States issued the stay-at-home order. And we're used to selling out our launches. I teach people how to sell out their launches. And needless to say, that launch didn't go the way I wanted it to go for a lot of reasons. And I was a hot mess when I talked to Susan. I was like, I think I need to quit. If I can't sell through the middle of this, then how can I teach people how to sell? I mean, I don't know what to do. And Susan gave me some really tough homework. She was very loving. She gave me some really tough homework. And she basically kicked my ass and said, you don't get to quit. You don't get to quit. And so I think that having somebody in your life who says you don't get to quit, who says, I see you and you can feel these feelings, and then the world needs you. I'll never forget Susan. You said, Susan's my coach. So she's my life coach. And she said to me on multiple calls, you don't get to quit because we need you. The world still needs you. And everybody has a bad year or a bad launch. Even the people who teach people how to launch. Like, do you think that you're such a special snowflake that you can't have a bad year? And I remember thinking, man, I've been pretty charmed not to have had a bad year, right? And so what I can tell you now on the other side of that is we may have one of our best years yet by the way we close out October, November, and December, in spite of having that bad launch. And the conversations I had with my husband about, I'm just going to close the doors, like I'm done. I can't believe that I was that person.
Susan was like, you need to ask people to pay you money. And I was like, oh no, this is not the time. It's COVID. You know, there's way more important things going on now than my business, like the Black Lives Matter movement. And she was like, you are the primary breadwinner. You need to earn some money, girl. And I was like, I'm fine earning what I'm earning. I don't need to earn more. And then I said, okay, well, I'm just going to send out a few emails. So I actually closed the doors to my membership program, which was a big risk for me. And I made $6,000 just by sending 3 emails saying, hey, just so you know, I'm closing the doors. So if you want to join, join. Okay, so urgency actually works. So then I made $6,000. I was like, wait, what? And then I put out there that I was doing a special one-on-one program, a VIP program, and I sent out another 3 emails, $10,000. And I was like, I just had a $16,000 month during a pandemic, during a period of extreme social unrest, and staying in alignment with my values and doing the right thing. And like, it wasn't like I was like, oh, I have to like still do Facebook ads to keep my business. Like, I mean, I felt like I was like, wow, I'm being rewarded for staying in integrity. And that was the biggest month I'd had in 2020 and during the worst possible conditions. So I thought, oh man, my mindset was really needed to shift. So thank you, Susan.
So for those of you who don't know, I am a career and leadership coach, and I spent 20 years in corporate America and just leapt out into coaching in 2019. And so when I leapt out into coaching, I was just doing kind of generic leadership coaching. So I was coaching both men and women, and companies would either hire me to come speak and lead training, or they would hire me to coach their leaders, both men and women. And I knew that in 2020, I wanted to make a shift to start focusing more on women. In fact, my word of the year was align. I'm like, okay, I need to align my business, and I want to eventually stop coaching both men and women in corporate and just focus on women and help women advance, help them advance to the rooms where decisions are made, help them make brave career changes. But in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna have like 2 years to make this transition. I'll just kind of slowly, say goodbye to my corporate coaching of both men and women, my generic coaching, and I'll eventually just scale my business to grow to be just women. And then COVID hit. So literally in a period of, it felt like overnight, but I'm not joking, in probably a period of 10 days, I lost 80 to 90% of my annual income.
Wow.
So I was on track to clear well into the six figures this year at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Because I had corporate speaking engagements. I had corporate contracts secured to coach leaders of all these companies. And in the period of 10 days, companies canceled all of their speaking engagements. Therefore, they canceled me. All the conferences I was paid to speak at, that got canceled too. So that canceled me. And then the corporate contracts that I had for coaching men and women, they were laying off employees, which means they lay off contractors. And that was also me. So,
Holy cow.
Yeah, 80% of my 80 to 90% gone. So what did I do? I had a massive pity party, which included like 2 weeks. I mean, let's just be honest, right? I mean, like, you're like, holy shit, how am I supposed to just like keep going? I thought I was going to be making great money and now I'm making no money. And so yeah, I had, the massive pity party for myself and figured out, oh my God, what the hell am I going to do? But I had like this aha moment where I'm like, wait a minute, like nothing can get any worse. So if I'm going to rebuild my business, like I have nothing to lose. I have absolutely nothing to lose. So I'm going to focus rebuilding it on the clients that I want to have. I want to build the business that I want. And my mission is to help women advance to the rooms where decisions are made. And it was also right about the time where Susan was running Miracle Week. And so I'm like, okay, perfect. And I'm always all in on all of your stuff anyways, and have been for some time. But like something that you did in Miracle Week was so impactful for me. And we also did this exercise again and on the 6th, which again, it should be revisited every quarter, where she has you make a coat of arms for your business. And it was the time for me where I could get really clear about what I stood for. Mm-hmm. So to quote Hamilton again, like, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I need to get clear on what I believe, what my mission is, who I support, and what I'm going to advocate for, and how I'm going to show up in the world. And I made the decision that I was like, I have to do this because it's not just important for me and my family and my mission and my values, but somebody out there is counting on this. So I just decided that I was like, I'm going to go all in. My word of the year was align. And align for me was actually just like saying no to so many things so I could go all in on my mission. And as we started on the 6th, I don't remember exactly what you said, Susan, but it was just even something to the effect of like, how conscious are you about asking for things? So I was like, all right, I'm going to take my little crest and how I run my business, and I'm going to be clear about exactly what I'm asking for and who I'm asking to do business with. And so as the year has kind of turned around, because I've gotten so clear on my message and so clear on who I'm talking to, I filled my largest group program ever. I doubled my one-to-one prices and sold my first signature coaching program. Corporate companies started to come back in and say, hey, by the way, we're actually like rolling again. Can you come and do leadership training for us? And you guys, this is the hardest part. I had to say no to that money. Because it was my old business model. And I'm like, if I say yes to that, I'm just rebuilding what I don't want. So I said no, and here's actually how my business has shifted, and here's what I'm working towards. And I was shocked because people were like, oh, well, we actually know somebody who needs that, or we actually have a program like that here. Go ahead and send me over your programs and your rates so we can consider to put you in our schedule. I booked a paid keynote at a women's leadership conference next year because, again, I was advocating, and I actually got a request for another keynote next year just 2 days ago. So like all of just going all in on my message and saying no to the wrong things has really helped me live kind of my word of the year, which is align.
It was in those moments where I really felt like what we were learning on the 6th was this idea of going all in on your business and all in on yourself. And if anyone knows me, that is like the motto of my life. When I do things, I go all in on them. But I was having a conversation with Susan and with Patty, And one of the things that I realized that I was doing in this moment, even though my business had started to grow, was I was actually doing that. I was like pushing myself away from the table and I was hiding, and it was killing me. And I couldn't understand why, when I coach people to not hide and I'm in all these groups with people who are not hiding, like, why am I still hiding? And so I was talking with Susan and Patty about this, and finally, they had given me some advice, like, you need to really get out there and show yourself and show who you are and celebrate it. And it's okay to think that, you're struggling and you're not, changing these thoughts, like you're still stuck. But what you need to really do is, like, you need to own that you're there because you're choosing it, and you're choosing not to do it because you're scared. And I was like, oh my God, so blown away. Because that's what it was. I really thought that the moment that I was going to sort of show up was when I wasn't scared. And I realized, like, nope, I'm going to take that girl and I'm going to throw her in the back seat and we're going anyway, And so I started to show up, and I started to show up scared, and I started to show up when I didn't know what to say. And there was so much going on in the world, and I tripped through it. And all of a sudden it's like this floodgate opened and my business boomed. And it was my goal in On the 6th to break 6 figures by June. And June 30th came, and I missed my goal by about $8,000. And then the first week in July, I crushed it. Like, I went right by it. And in September, now in this next round of On the 6th, I had the biggest launch of my career. And I'm helping women in a mastermind that I launched. So 2020 has been a crazy year, but I really do believe that I am an example of what's possible for everybody. I'm not a special snowflake. I didn't come from anything special. Like, I really believe that we can all do this. And the only way to live is, like, all in. So go scared, go all of it. Just go all in.